back again.
Woo!
I'm here with AJ, the movie writer, and
I'm
here with
Yeah.
You start.
There you
Zach,
That's
go ahead, say hi to the people.
Confusing. Hi
There
everyone,
you go.
Hollywood Zach back again from Ranger Command, here to talk about actually one of my favorite writers in this show. So stay tuned to find out which one.
Nice.
Liz.
I'm Ranger Liz at Ranger Liz for everything, and I am back again because man, I love Kamen Rider.
Right. And also bluefinbrands.com/Kamen Rider.
Yeah,
hey,
guys, I'm having a huge sale all the way till Sunday. You can find me at bluefinbrands.com/Kamen Rider. Get these items while you can. They're not guaranteed to be there forever.
Manifested into a physical being.
That's right. Well, speaking of that, some housekeeping. Today we are talking about Ghost XA and Build, which would be awesome. And then tomorrow we finish out Heisei with the Zio hype stream, which we're talking about all things Zio and also getting everyone ready for the screening of Heisei Generations Forever.
Yes.
Tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m., where we'll have the panel, and then right when the panel's over, we'll go right into the message from the special Kamen Rider actor who has signed the driver for us. So that would be cool. And then we'll go right into that, right into the movie. Definitely make sure you do not miss it. This is a one-time thing, guys. Do not miss this event. It should be fun. And like my friend bluefinbrands.com/Kamen Rider said, we do have a sale. You can get things like this, the Ghost SIC, at a really good price right now. These
cool.
are running out, so and they are pretty cool.
Comes with a Urisen as well, so you like Urisen. Oh, and
I do.
Yes, Urisen is great.
I didn't at first. Grum. We'll get to that when we talk about Ghost.
And of course, don't forget we do have Kamen Rider shirts. I'm wearing my Build one today because he was my first rider. Don't forget these. These are doing really well. We'll have an announcement about these later this week as well. So, woot!
When
All right.
It is Friday.
Sometime. There's still 2 more days left. Awesome. Well, let's get it started. Let's talk about Kamen Rider Ghost. And just to show off, I do have the belt with Mugen. This is actually this is one of my favorite belts at the Kamen Rider, just because I like the sound it makes. You know, I like the whole Daigon. Like I just like that. Every time I hear that, I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, like the guy they had for that voice was like really different than a lot of the other belts. So
yeah, definitely. So we'll start with you, Zach. What are your thoughts on Ghost?
Man, Ghost has such a cool like aesthetic and gimmick. I love the idea of like these ghost icons containing the spirits of past, basically hero figures, and how Ghost taps into those for new forms. And you're right, the jingle for the belt is really cool. I mean, sometimes I catch myself just kind of like singing it to myself while I'm just doing stuff around the house. So it's got a really cool and unique, design that I think is really awesome.
Nice. And AJ, any thoughts?
yeah, like Zach said, the suits are fantastic. I love almost every suit that comes from Ghost. The fact that he even, his face like glows in the dark as well is amazing. Also, the music and it's really good. And I find a lot of things about Ghost really fun. So, this is a good chance to talk about him.
Right. Now, Liz, I know you definitely had some thoughts about Ghost.
I did. I reached out to Twitter because there are people who love Ghost. So I was like, okay, what do you love about Ghost? And so a lot of the things that came back, people love the icons and the gimmick of it, how they're able to borrow people's abilities. It's one thing we have to, but if you have the icon, you don't have to just have them in suit. So if you like the gimmick, you'll be able to see them use the icons in a lot of different ways. And it is cool that they go back to, it isn't like, they have like Billy the Kid. So that suit is ridiculous. I don't think it's a spoiler to say like Billy the Kid suit for Ghost. It's amazing, guys. But yeah, there's a lot of people, I said, it gives you, there's a lot of warmth to it and heart, like humanity. And as someone also said, it really helps them appreciate the life they have because the whole time he was just struggling to live. So it, kind of reminds them of being thankful to be alive.
Yeah. Which is like also part of the theme song as well, which I think incorporates the idea of like the entirety of like Ghost's theme pretty well. Also, I like that they used a lot of like Western, legends. Like they didn't just stick to nothing but like all of Asia, but we had like Edison. You said Billy the Kid. We had Mozart as well, and I was like, these are great choices. Like, dang, like who else do they
I think
have?
like Joan of Arc was one or something. Robin Hood, yeah.
Robin Hood, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I did not know Mozart could throw down like that.
Yeah, actually, like even like the icons going into his suit designs, they were so interesting. Like Newton's was like a down arrow with an apple as like the mouth, and I thought that's so intriguing. Like I don't think no other writer's suit for their face could like for a change could do something that interesting. Yeah.
Right. And bluefinbrands.com/Kamen Rider.
Yeah, no, I really, really dug, like everyone's saying, the suits. I thought the gimmick was really fun. Despite any kind of personal opinions on the pacing of the show or whether or not you like the show, because Ghost is one of those series that gets some love, but it gets some hate too, like any series. I did really, really, really like the suit changes. And then also, for a show that is very lighthearted and very like kind of uptick, like there's some darkness to it too, though. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything. I mean, look at the title of the series. There's your spoiler. But I mean, just that alone, and that's dark. Like it's, and I want to say it's rooted also in and I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it's Japanese mythology too. Like, that entire concept, which is really cool. But yeah, I mean, the suit changes and it's like the different nobilities and so forth from around the world. Like it's fun. It's a really cool idea. And like AJ was saying, some of the suit designs, in my opinion, are some of the best in the entire brand. Like with how creative they got. So
right.
Even on our comments, we've got some people saying it helped them with some of their struggles. So shout outs to Ghost for doing that.
I mean, like even with his catchphrase, I'm gonna make my life burn bright. Like I'm gonna make my life mean something.
Yeah.
That is a really powerful, positive message.
Yeah.
Of just like you don't know how much time you have, but
like,
while
you're here,
make the time you have worth it. Like that's
which is really interesting because like even in one of his forms, that's the entirety of how he gets it, and it's very interesting that like they've stuck with that theme the whole way through, and I kind of like that. They didn't derive away from that.
Yeah. I gotta give a shout out though before we get to the secondary writers. They were Necrom was
Necrom
fan.
is best.
He was great in the Takoyaki Grandma.
Don't say it.
That whole storyline was great.
But
that was great.
There is a big enough cast of characters that I think if one of them rubs you the wrong way, you're still gonna have some characters that you really do enjoy.
And some of the monsters some of the monsters end up being pretty cool too.
Yeah, like the one that the artistic, the one that's really the painting one.
He just wanted to paint, man.
Yeah, that's like
So yeah, no, I like a lot of the side characters. I like the songs definitely are good. And of course, I bought a bunch of icons as well. So I think Ghost is pretty good, guys. Don't believe the negative hype. It's great.
Don't sleep on Ghost.
If you take that plastic covering off of the driver, though, like it's one of the most terrifying things you'll ever see.
Yeah, it's got like a smiley face. It's very spooky. Yeah, it's a spooky face, and I dig it.
I can't see that now.
No, it's fantastic. No, show like everyone else because like it's fantastic.
I don't know if we can.
Yeah, it's got like a little teeth and
it's got like a jack-o'-lantern.
It fits the aesthetic though. The ghost, the supernaturalness.
Oh my gosh, I never noticed that.
Yeah, he's like, it's like he's like a firefly, pumpkin. He's very spooky theme, and I love his design.
David, are you saying it's going to go on your totem pole of drivers, but at the bottom turned around now, so you don't see it?
It'll be at the bottom of the Tower of Daiso.
No, it should be at the top because it's like a face, so it's just always staring at you.
Oma stands at the top of all riders. Oh man, but I do like Ghost, and I like the jackets that they have on all the suits. I wish I could. Wish I could have those in a size that fits me.
Here's looking at P Bandai when they released it before.
Right. But
those parkas were amazing.
Now, what do you think about Ghost being maybe somebody's first rider? Do you think it's like good enough that someone can just hop right into it and maybe get a love of Rider from the show? Start with Zach.
I don't know about first. I think that because there is sort of the presence of some of those Kamen Rider tropes, that maybe you're going to want to watch a couple of other series first before Ghost. But I mean, if you enjoy sort of a story that involves darkness, but also the power of self realization and empowering yourself, then maybe Ghost is your first rider. So it depends.
Cool. AJ?
I think Zach is right in some ways as well. Like, again, I've had a friend who did start off on Ghost and they liked it. I think the message that Ghost gives, like Takaru gives throughout the whole thing, is great. And there are obviously like the Kamen Rider tropes. You still have like, your secondary riders, and you have lovable cast. And the story is definitely there, and it's slower paced, which reminds me of like first phase, like Heisei. So, I think definitely could be a first, but it can also be definitely probably better as like a secondary or third going on.
Cool. And Liz?
Give it a shot. It's supernatural. It's Rider. He I don't know. If you like the designs, if you like the suit aesthetic and the fact that it is all of the supernatural worlds and stuff, it's maybe it's for you, and give it a shot.
Nice. And of course, bluefинbrands.com/Kamen Rider.
Sure, which by the way, there's an SIC Ghost available to order.
On sale right now too.
I actually own it. It's pretty cool.
Comes with Yurisen.
As far as Ghost of the first series, I think it is a good series to start with, and I'm basing that on the fact that it felt like Ghost was the last of the Heisei series, and it is actually, where your main cast of writers stops at 3. Because then you go into, which we'll talk about soon, X8 and Build, and those casts blew up, not to Gaim levels of writers, but close.
Right.
It's a good starting point not to get yourself overwhelmed, and the story is not going to twist you like some of maybe the other ones that come up afterward. But it's got a good message, like you're saying, Takaru, and then that entire story. I don't think there's anything wrong with Ghost, but like with everything in Heisei, find the theme that interests you the most and go for it. If you're into, and keep in mind, you have to read into it. Don't just be like, oh, Kamen Rider Ghost is about ghosts. Because a little bit, sure, but it's not about hauntings and stuff like that. It's something different, but yeah, I'd say give it a shot. Why not, right?
And you'll love the intro.
Oh, God.
The song is good. That you can't argue with. That song is really good. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. Kamen Rider X8. I really liked X8, and it was like a few other series where I thought some of the side writers I was going to just hate until all eternity. And once you look at their reasons and you find out more about them, I'm like, oh man, no, I like you. Dang it. And of course we got Gem out of it,
I'm sorry. Do you mean our Lord and Savior God Dan Kuroto?
Exactly. I mean he alone by himself makes the entire show worth it. But we'll start with you, Zach. What are your thoughts on X8?
X8 is a series that, like, man, when they first revealed it, I was like, wait, a video game themed writer? Yes,
finally.
I want this. This is like exactly what I'm looking for. And it really does play up those video game tropes a ton. And I love that so much. The suit designs are really cool. I love how each different gashat, plays into a design theme. I love the story is really fun. The characters, all the side characters, like Chris said, this is one of the first of the later Heisei series that really the cast kind of gets big on you. But it never feels, I think, too overwhelming. Because each character has something really cool and unique about them, whether it's a surgeon who is so precise and focused on work and really super focused on that, or you have a kind of laid back like everything's gonna be fine. It's I'm cool. I got my leather jacket.
That
It's
turned
like,
out.
yeah. But definitely, I think this one is up there in my top 5. Yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome. AJ?
I think XA is great. Definitely, there's a lot of lovable characters in there. Like, like Zach said, we've got Brave. His character is so great. Even his dad too. Like, I loved his dad as a character. And then we got Poppy out of it. Like, they got the music beat that episode they had. Even like so many memorable episodes. Like Christmas episode is the most memorable episode. And I'll never forget it. Like every time someone gets into X8, I'm like, Christmas is coming. And they're like, what? And I'm like, just you'll know when it happens.
You'll understand when you see the Christmas episode.
Yeah, Christmas episode is like the best. So X8 has a lot of things.
All right. They also fight Pac-Man.
Yeah, like that movie they did.
They fight Pac-Man.
That is real. That happened. Yeah. And I didn't believe it at first when shout out to Anthony and Team Rider. He told me, X8 is one of his favorites. He's like, yeah, dude, there's Pac-Man. And I'm like, no. There's Pac-Man. A gigantic Pac-Man. It's amazing.
It is.
Use that license, baby. Let's go.
Right? Bandai partnership. Yeah.
That's exactly what had happened.
Right. All right.
Me, I love X8. It's in definitely my top 5 seasons. I recommend it to anyone, but I love games, and the fact that it was a gaming writer, and if you've played enough RPGs and shooters, whatever, they give a lot of fan service to gamers in there, just with certain lines and their power up abilities. And I'm just watching it, I'm like, oh, like I got that. It was really special to me. But Emu's just a fantastic writer. Doing anything, he's kind of back to that core, like, I will protect their smiles. That's the whole thing. I can heal you, but if you're not smiling, then are you really healed? And so that's kind of what he takes into it, that humility of like, I still need to make them smile, but when he gets serious, it's lights out.
Yeah,
but shout out,
it's that meme. You stand up straight playing the game. You're like, there you go.
No, I'm serious. The hair, they got the wind going with their hair, but yeah, the cast of characters is great, and you just end up loving them all by the end.
Definitely. And while we go to bluehoodbrands.com/Kamen Rider, just wanted to bring this up. This is also available, very low quantities. I love this belt. I love Gash Hats. I love that it tells you that you are a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention that in my spiel, but yeah, that belt is so good. With
it's so 90s. Like the colors themselves, like it's the epitome of like old gaming.
90s. I love it.
All these
Trapper Keeper.
Giant, like the AB buttons on his chest, like he himself is a video game. It's so, and the fact that he starts like chunky, he's in like his main form, and then when he does it, he like level up. This is all episode 1. This isn't big spoilers.
I really love the level 1 form. Like I was like, they're so derpy. I'm like, y'all can just stay at this form. I watched the entire show with that.
If you love that that level 1 form, like the 90s, like the Toku 90s, had that idea too. So
some of us bought the premium Bandai release of that level 1 form. I'm just saying. Just saying. So the best way I can describe XA to someone who's never watched Kamen Rider is take Grey's Anatomy, give them all Kamen Rider like belts that are video game themed, and there you go. That's Kamen Rider XA.
It's a hospital drama plus video games.
Yes, it's a hospital drama plus video games plus Kamen Rider. I love XA. I thought it was a great series from start to finish. There may be a part towards the end where it's like, I would call it typical Toku tropes, where it's kind of like surprise, bad guy. But aside from that, Dan Kuroto, I loved him as a villain. When he became meme lord towards the end, in my opinion, he got a little grating towards the end. So someone's watching it or they get into it, you're either going to love him the entire time or you're not. My favorite relationships are anything with Emu. I mean, especially when you get to like with Para.
Oh, that arc, yes.
Yeah, well, that arc that starts and then just never finishes until the last episode. So there's so much great storytelling that I would love to go into detail about, but I can't because it's all spoiler.
That's right.
But you have to give X8 a shot. I know he was on yesterday. Eric Trekkie B47 from Zach, their podcast. He was on our stream yesterday. Him and his wife are watching X8 right now, going through together, and it is very, very. I just got a package, by the way.
Ooh.
So we're gonna open that in a second, but it's they love it. It's a great show to get into. I mean, you have everything. You have laughter. You have tears. You have, it's just go watch it. Just go watch it, and we're gonna open this.
So while you're opening that real quick, I'm gonna put this up here. We have this one as well.
Sorry,
the Buggle Driver.
Yeah.
Even like the first episode itself, like that blowing of the cartridge is like the best thing you could see, and that was like that should hook you.
Wait, hold on. Wait, keep it up there. Keep it up there. Yeah.
There you go.
I got it on the asphalt gray just to get the black letters to pop more. Or the block letters.
Nice. Get your shirts, guys.
This is supposed to be here. This is supposed to be
We're
here.
just waiting for it.
So AJ, I think everyone's came early except for yours, AJ. I'm sorry.
I haven't checked mine.
Mine were supposed to be here Monday, so mine came today. So I'm just saying.
Maybe? I have not checked my order
Texas
yet.
Yesterday. No, I even ordered mine before you even, because I found it while doing the nurse search. I had ordered my shirt before you even published it, and I still don't have mine. What the writer kick is that?
Is that a shirt too? What the writer kick?
Yeah, that's, you know what? Maybe I should get that as a new catchphrase. What the writer kick is that?
I'll have to change shirts here before we get to the next series. Just FYI.
Gotta rep it.
Now, do you guys think that maybe XA might be good for an intro for Kamen Rider for somebody, like their first series?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many themes present that it's you're gonna find something you enjoy in this series, whether you're in it for, you know, the video game references and that kind of aesthetic, or if you're in it for, you know, sort of this drama surrounding these doctors trying to cure this disease. Like, there's definitely something for everyone, and I would recommend it as a first series, absolutely.
Yeah, like if you love video games in general, like this series itself should just hook you on by that concept alone.
I think it's a great show, and the fact that it's a Kamen Rider makes it even better. Like, it's one of those. It's really great. I would recommend it if you want to get started with Rider, and maybe like there's so much else with the hospital and with the gaming and stuff. It's a great ride, start to finish. If you've never watched Rider before, go give it a shot.
I would say absolutely this is a perfect series to start your adventure into Kamen Rider. It's modern. Nothing is, even though it's a few years old now, like nothing feels too old or too dated. The music is fantastic. The cast is fantastic. The action is fantastic. There's payoff for things. There's story arcs within story arcs within story arcs. It's one of those series where things are introduced and they go back to them. It's not like, you know, a throwaway comment about someone's relative or something like that. Like all that stuff comes back. It's just a very rewarding series from start to finish. And if it's your first, you know, venture into Kamen Rider, it might become your favorite. So give it a shot.
Don't be alarmed, though. If you watch the first episode, the CGI on the Bugster, so what you always see sometimes, like, the CGI. Don't let that stop you. Okay,
I like that monster.
They're really fun. They're really fun. But
I like the turkey
I've seen
guys.
some reactions to it, and I just want to say if you go to episode 1, and that's, you know, if you see it and you're like, don't let it stop you. It's such an amazing show. That's just a little temporary thing they had to put up there.
Right.
Yeah.
But X8 is fantastic. That theme song is fire. It is at the beginning of my Rider playlist. So
I believe also like Anthony from Team Rider has like all the SH figures for that series.
Yeah,
You know?
like he just got his Hyper Muteki.
Yeah.
That hyper,
Which
that
I love how
form is
they took the.
crazy.
Well, okay, no, I can't talk about that.
Yeah, come on.
It's just man,
He's got
it's
giant
great.
like
It's
dreads coming out of the back of him. Like,
like I won't say what it is, but the thing from a very other popular video game that it embodies is hilarious. When I was watching, I'm like, did they just take this other thing and make it a character? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. When you watch, you'll get it. You'll be like, ah. But yeah, no. Oh, hey, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
Brands.com/
That's right.
This is. Well, I'm gonna wait till we get to the next rider here.
About to go. So to the next rider. Ooh, I have no bias for it because he was my first rider. Kamen Rider build.
let's begin the experiment.
Oh man, so build is fantastic. Outside the fact that the toys are amazing, the show was really great. I love all the writers in the show. The villain was great. You know, like I can't say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it. But there's things I hate about most villains and most things that this villain does not fall like victim.
Yeah.
You know, like he means what he says, and I love that about him. The show is just So before I spoil anything, I'm going to hand it off to you, Zach. What are your thoughts on Build?
David, I'm in the same boat, man. Build is one of the series it's in my top 3. There is so much that I could talk about, but we're doing spoiler free, so it's hard for me to just contain myself. I will say that the main rider suit is fantastic, and the whole gimmick of the full bottles, I love that. It's the first time I went out and I collected all the full bottles because I was like, I want all these. But that being said, about the main rider, let's be honest, the main character is the secondary rider.
Banjo.
Banjo Yuga. Cross.
Protein.
Listen, initially, when I started out this series, I was like, oh, he's fun, and I like dragons. This will be cool. And then over the course of the series, the way his character progressed, I was just like, he's my favorite. That's it. He's the best.
Yeah.
I don't usually buy rider weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Beat Crosser just because I love the sounds and I love and I mean, I went out and found because it was hard to get, but I got the Lock full bottle, which was a pre-order bonus, and I missed out on it. I said, all right, I got to hunt it down on the secondary market because I need this. But everything about I love. He's my favorite rider. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's a great series. It's a fantastic series.
Oh, no, definitely. AJ?
Like you two have said already, like it's a fantastic series. You've got great characters, you have like amazing suit designs. Like build suit going forward over and over, like to every upgrade or so, like usual Kamen Rider trope is. It's like it's so good looking. Like I don't think I've seen in our series where the suits look so clean to me. And even later on, when they get kind of memey on us, like that's even better. Like I didn't think I could love the show more until we get to the later half, and I'm like, this show is amazing. And I remember like getting you started like on Kamen Rider, we're like, watch Build. Like if you're gonna watch one, go for Build first.
Yeah.
And
that was definitely the right thing to do. Also, fun fact: the guy who plays Banjo Ryuga is also in Amazons.
Yes,
that was really weird. I was like, bro, if you just henshin right now, you could solve a lot of these problems.
I think I didn't even want to tell you that too. Like when we were like, oh no, I'm not gonna tell him he's from Amazon. It's like he'll get there one day.
Yeah, it was rather weird. I'm like, oh, he should be like God tier right now. Right now, he's just like he's a human, a regular human. I like this.
Yeah, like that was his first role, and then he went into Build, and I was like, that's the same dude.
Right. So, Liz, what are your thoughts on Build?
Top 2, man. Gaiman Build are like my favorite rider seasons.
That's why you're here.
Build is obviously. Yeah, I mean, without too many spoilers. Well, one, as everyone said, it's an absolutely amazing show. It can be your first show, no problem. It's the villain is the villain, and sometimes I really like that. Sometimes you know what? And you can't even spoilers. The collectibles, the belts, like everything about that. There's no bad suit design. They put a vacuum on his suit, and it still works. Okay, they somehow still made it to work. The secondary riders, once you get to like Kamen Rider Grease, Kamen Rider Grease, like, and the Hokuto, the three crows, there's payoff for every single thing for all of these characters and the world that they build. And when you it's just good Sento stuff. I think is a great writer, and after everything that he finds out and happens to him, whatever, the fact that he's still like, nope, gotta do it. It's he's just a great writer. The cast is fantastic, and Banjo is best secondary writer.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Protein ramen best match.
Absolutely.
That was funny. No, the mystery around the main character is also very interesting, and it kept me guessing. I remember every time I would come into the office after watching a few episodes, I would like go over to the rest of the team and like give them my theories on it. And they would just sit there and smile like, yeah, okay. Keep watching.
I remember like watching these like as you know as it was airing, and the whole time like with my other group of friends, like I was like, man, you think it's gonna go this way? You think it's that? And we put like our money on the table for these things, and seeing it like pay off, and you know the other ways like how it goes, I'm like, man, we were wrong and right.
And of course, bluefirbrands.com/Kamen Rider.
Which you could go and you could buy a Ziku driver, which comes from Kamen Rider Geo, because that's the series after this one. And this movie that's happening on Saturday, this Heisei Generations Forever movie, has the Ziku driver in it because Build is also in it. I'm just saying.
You can also buy a shirt. You get that Build shirt.
I was going to say, this shirt, I'm in the South Carolina heat and humidity, and this feels fantastic. These shirts are top. I'm not like saying that to say it. I'm impressed. Like it takes a lot to impress me in a shirt. So I'm like, wow, this. I feel like I can go to Target after this stream, and I'm going to be okay.
I mean, any shirt that fits me,
so mad.
Like I'm happy with.
I'm more mad that mine isn't here yet anymore. Ah, man.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know if it's because
this hype is so.
Color, but oh my god,
the hype is working.
You're gonna be so happy. I feel like I just bought a figure art, but it's a figure art I can wear. What can I say about Build? For starters, it's one of my all-time favorite theme songs. "Be the One" by Beverly. Just fantastic, which ties into the show so well. This is the story of Sento and Banjo and their friendship. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And we're just rewarded with an entirely lovable cast of characters afterwards. Kamen Rider Build, Kamen Rider Cross Z, Kamen Rider Grease, and every other Kamen Rider that follows thereafter are all spectacular characters in their own right. The merchandise is collectible. It's fun. You will laugh in the series. You will cry in this series. We're talking real world stuff like guilt. There's a lot of guilt in this series that characters have to deal with. Some serious stuff. The best way I can put it, Kamen Rider Gaim will always be my number one for a variety of reasons. But when it comes to the narrative of the story, everything that Kamen Rider Gaim did that I loved, I honestly felt Kamen Rider Build did it better. And that's not a knock on Gaim. I see David getting all wide-eyed, like.
I was having on Chris, but
we lost bluefrombrands.com. It's going to replace me with just the website with the merchandise on it. But no, I mean that. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in the sense that it's 5 years later or whatever from Gaim. And it's like they took all the stuff that worked and they're like, let's do it even bigger and even better. And when you get to those final episodes, I mean, it's very rare for me to watch a writer show week to week. Usually I'm a batch person. I'll watch 4 or 5 episodes in a batch because I got 2 kids. I work full time. I don't have a lot of spare time. Sitting down on a Saturday or Sunday to watch something for 45 minutes is kind of hard. I like to put it together. So I watched this series week to week. Not to the extent of Gaim, where I was watching the Raws and then I was watching. But towards the end, I was downloading the Raws and searching for somebody that was somebody close to that I could talk to about it, because everybody, things happen and stuff. But yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show.
Yeah, and I would definitely say it is a very good series for someone to start off on. Mainly by the fact that I started off on that, and I have spent so much money since watching. They gotta be.
I think this just goes with like every Rider series, that like the group of people you watch it with make any season fantastic, because you guys are all, the camaraderie is all there, and you guys are all in it together.
I got a friend who told me just earlier today. It was like, hey, it's actually Eric. He's like, yeah, I watched the first episode of Build last night. I was like, you stop right now. I'm going to rewatch it. I want to rewatch it with you. Like,
I might need to get in on this.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might want to get in on this too.
A great Build.
I haven't
rewatch.
gotten to rewatch Build since it aired. I watch it every single week, but I've only watched like an episode here or there. I need to do a full rewatch of it.
I had just finished.
So I told him he's not allowed to watch it until we can.
I think that may be partially my fault, because last night he posted on Twitter. He's like, "Should I go to bed or should I start another Kamen Rider series?" And I'm like, "But Build though."
Right.
And I told him to go to sleep.
This is a great segue into deciding, is Kamen Rider Build a good Kamen Rider to have someone watch for the first time?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say yes. I would say yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a unanimous yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's great. I mean, I know some people have issues with watching older things due to like older effects and older graphics and stuff. This show is top notch. It's got updated everything. Storytelling is tight. The forms are great. The toys are great. There's nothing to complain about here.
Yeah.
You'll love
watch it. Watch it with friends. So
yeah, like Build.
It feels like they just opened up their wallet for the budget, and they were just kind of like,
It expanded like
all the
before
money
they.
Yeah, it's definitely great. And AJ, so I know your shirts haven't arrived yet, but I just got an update to one of my orders. I just wanted to show you here to get your reaction.
Is it tomorrow? Oh my goodness!
So I ordered 2 additional shirts that were supposed to come in August. It just got updated to Tuesday.
I should try to order a shirt today and see where that goes.
It'll probably come to my house tomorrow, and I'll have it.
I ordered these shirts on Tuesday, and they're already here.
Yeah, I think mine was Wednesday. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put David's address as
Sunday.
So they'll realize.
Keep refreshing, because it was August 12th until I refreshed right now. So.
If you want to watch Kamen Rider Build, or if you want to know if you're new to Kamen Rider and you want to figure out whether or not you want to watch Kamen Rider Build, the best way I can put it is Kamen Rider Build features, and this is just for fans of superheroes, in the United States, ever that don't know Kamen Rider. Imagine if they did a buddy series between Iron Man and the Hulk, who could turn into Kamen Riders and put them into the world. That's kind of what this is.
And I mean, that's a good point to the story. Is like you have Sento, who is the brains. He's constantly thinking, constantly creating and inventing. And then you have Banjo, who is the muscle. He's the, and I honestly love that they don't shy away from the fact that he is the dumb muscle. Like he is just like, why can't I just hit it? And Sento goes, you could, but it would be bad.
Right.
So, I love that they have that dynamic, that friendship that kind of grows over the course of the series. It's just another reason why I love Build.
A little thing it's the little things in this series that I love so much. So this is a series where the characters do the recap at the start of the show. Right? Every episode, the characters do the recap. That pays off at the very end of the show.
Right. Yeah.
I just remember that now. Yeah.
That's actually my favorite part about that.
Yeah, that to me, it was like, wow, the attention to detail on that, because I can't talk about it because it spoils things, but the attention to detail, it's one of those you stand up and clap. We're gushing over it because it was written so well, it's produced so well. I mean, now I really want to go rewatch it. Like I just want to I want to be like, hey, we got 20 minutes left, but that's an
Watch
episode.
party.
Well, and then also for my Model Kit fans out there, one of the ways they got me to watch Build is that they let me know that when he's doing his henshin, the
runners,
they're injection molding like for model kits.
Yeah,
and then it presses on, and it comes out, and he's built. It's literally it's a model kit rider. It's mainly just in the henshin that you see that, but I thought that was pretty cool. He's got runners, injection molding.
All those henshins for all these riders. And I know a couple of them share the same basic ones, but Banjo, as he progresses through his power-ups, I mean, some of those
are great.
The lava.
They're extreme. They're very extreme. Just
lava, just
yeah. That
rogues.
the ones that deal with mist is really really awesome. I mean, it's just like I said, the production value on this thing just blew me away. And the plus side is, without spoiling anything, you get that same feeling for every series after that. Which I mean, it's only 2 so far, but still, like, it's just so fun. I don't know.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen Build, you'll get a chance to see some of the fun henshins tomorrow in the movie, because there's more than just Build from Build in the movie. So
the entire rider cast minus 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah. And someone has asked on the comments, where do they say it? Someone replied back to him, but for everyone else watching, David, where can we watch this movie?
Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, head to the Nerdist YouTube channel or the Geek and Sundry YouTube channel. And for any reason, if you panic and you can't find it, come to the Team Rider US social media. We will have the links posted like crazy. Follow any of these people. I'm sure they're going to be sharing it as well.
We'll all be watching it together.
Exactly. If you panic,
watch it with friends.
Tag us. Tag all of us if you panic. Like, I don't know where to get it. We'll post it. I don't want
do a watch party. Like, if you guys maybe we should set something up where we have like a Zoom call, and we can all be watching it, and be on Zoom and discuss, because that's one of the fun things is live. I mean, live tweeting used to be huge. I'm not usually around online at the time when these shows come out, but I know live tweeting's happened before. But I mean, and don't be confused. You will be confused watching this movie, because this does take place after all the events in Build are over, which they continue narratively in this movie, but they don't really spoil anything as to what's going on, which is good. So
I will say that this movie is kind of like a sampler platter, in that you have a little bit of everything from the Heisei era. So if you decide, I really like that rider's suit and he had a really cool power, I want to know more about that rider. This is why we're showing this movie, is because you get that sampling of all of the different Heisei riders, and you can decide what you think you want to explore on your your own time.
And I believe you said something similar with Decade or so before. It's definitely a sample platter for everyone.
Definitely.
He's the writer for, as I have to say in chat, Love and Peace. That is something.
Yes.
Love and Peace.
Love and Peace.
And Banjo's Flies Open.
And Banjo's Flies Open.
Oh, man. But Build is great, guys. And definitely tune in tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to watch the panel right into the movie. So you can see Build in action. Him and his friends will be there in the movie. And don't forget, we have that amazing message from a mystery Kamen Rider actor. Do not miss it, guys.
Any new hints today? Any new hints?
Okay, so I already told you that they are a Kamen Rider.
Yes, you said they were a Kamen Rider.
I told you that
they're in the movie. They're in the movie.
They are alive.
They're alive.
They're a driver.
And they have a driver. What's another good one? Okay, this person exists. They exist in real life. That is the easiest clue I could give you guys. I mean, if you hadn't figured it out by now, that's crazy. I don't know how you haven't done it yet. But no.
Did you say he exists?
No.
Deny it, right?
No. I hope you guys will like the guest tomorrow. It was that person really enjoyed doing the message, and I hope you all enjoy it as well. So, and this is just the opening ceremony for Rider in America. There will be more.
It is definitely a do not miss moment, because it's so definitely you don't ever want to miss this moment. It's going to be a big monumental feeling to just see that. I'm like, wow,
AJ,
they got that.
You've also seen it, right?
You have. I have shown to me.
I showed you because I had to show somebody. I couldn't kids give it to me and say, "Hey, here."
You got my email address. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like you know how to contact me.
I think if I was to respond,
phone
like
number
if I was
even,
ever
I mean,
respond, it would be like just all in caps. What? For like 10 pages long. How?
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be pretty awesome, guys. So please tune in tomorrow. And like I said, if you panic and forget how to get to wherever the stream is at, tag all of us, any of us.
Yeah.
Someone will share the link to you.
If you follow any of us on social media, trust me, it's probably pinned to our Twitters. We'll be posting about it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, because we want as many eyeballs on this thing as we can get.
Right.
Because
no pressure, everyone. No pressure, but Bandai and Toei are watching. So let's show them.
They won't be watching
the
stream because it's only for the United States and Canada, so they won't be watching the stream.
Yeah, they won't watch it, but they'll be watching the numbers. They'll be like, looking at seeing who's there. This is our chance, guys.
Send the link to your grandmas, man. Just get them up.
Well, grandma, watch it. Yeah, definitely.
It's like I've said before, in the sense of, so everyone's asked Shout Factory, when's the next series? What's the next stream series, and so forth. If this thing does well, if it gets some eyeballs on it and can wow the right people, the question isn't going to be when is the next stream or what is the next stream. The question is going to be, can you slow down the streams a little bit, please? I haven't finished watching this one because now you have this series out. So just this is it. I mean, and it costs $0. I've been pushing the merchandise a lot, but it costs $0 to watch the stream tomorrow.
Very true. Mm-hmm.
$0. All you have to do is load it up. I have friends that support me as a person that are going to watch the stream or at least put it on.
Right. Yeah.
Just because. So, and that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Just get on early to make sure all your connections are correct. Like everything's working fine because it would be a bummer.
Right behind me.
Pay attention to the live chat after the message because that's where we're going to drop the link on how to win the signed driver. So you definitely want to make sure you pay attention. You look at that and everything, and just show up, guys. This is going to be a great moment for Kamen Rider in America. The numbers, the attention, all this stuff. This is going to just fuel Team Kamen Rider to just go get more stuff, and it's also going to be fueling Shout Factory as well. It's definitely going to help them make their case as well. So it's going to be a big day tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
There's no losers, only winners.
Yeah, whatever you had planned, just throw it out the window.
It's now right now.
My evening is completely cleared out. Like the kids are going to bed on their own. And that's or they might stay up and watch it. I don't know.
4 p.m.
Pacific.
7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. And don't worry, we have one more stream that we're doing at 12 p.m. Pacific, noon. One more stream where we're going to hammer it. The stream is later today. So don't worry, you'll have another chance to come see us, and we'll remind you all tomorrow as well. So we're looking forward to it. But until then, guys, thank you for coming. Don't forget, check out the sales, check out the schedule on Bluefin Brands. Don't forget to follow not just everyone on the screen, but definitely follow Shout Factory, follow Nerdist, and also follow bluefinbrands.com/Kamen Rider.
Right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Right.
I guess it just really leaves one last question. Are you ready?
Right.
Best match. You and the movie tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Ooh, that'd be a really good card to send out.
Best match.
Valentine's Day card.
That's it.
Best match.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Absolutely.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.